Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Gifted Precious as always, and if this is the first time seeing my face, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's good to have you on my channel, and please tap the subscribe button if you've not subscribed and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. Okay, today I'll be sharing with you my university experience, how you can navigate through the university and come out with good grades, how you can go through JAMB, selecting your choice of school, your course of study, and a whole lot. So if you want to know all of these things, if you are a Nigerian student in university, or you are yet to gain admission into a university, or you don't know your course of study, or you don't know how to go about all of these things, then this is the right video for you. So keep on watching and don't go anywhere. So I understand how it is a hassle to even getting to university at first, or passing JAMB and all of those stuffs. Yes, it is it can be very frustrating. I know a lot of people that have stayed at home for 3 years, 5 years, 6 years and nothing, and either they write JAMB and then they don't pass, or they pass JAMB and then go on to post UTME and then they don't make it through the post UTME stage to get admission and all of that. It can be really frustrating, but here you are not alone. I actually wrote JAMB twice. The first one, I can't really remember my score. I went for the post UTME stage. I wasn't really serious because at that point I didn't even know if I wanted to go to school, like at that year. I think I was 16 then, so I was like, well, let's just give it a try. And then I came back the next year. After a few of my friends got admission, I was like, yo, do you think you still want to stay at home for 1 more year? Then I wrote JAMB again. Selecting my choice of school, I really wanted to go to FUTO. So everything I was doing was FUTO. Like I didn't even take into consideration a state school or polytechnic or college of education. All I wanted to do was go to university. Yes, as God would have it, I was able to make it through the stages, but I wasn't given my choice course of study. Now let's take it from the first step of getting your JAMB form and choosing a school and your course of study. Yes, I know that most times our parents some Nigerian parents can influence the decision of their children, but guy, girl, lady, parents, you're watching this, please do not influence the decision of your lad or your child to study any course. Yes, you're a lawyer. It's every parent's dream to be like, oh, I'm a lawyer and my child took after me and he or she is also a lawyer. But you don't know if that child wants to be a lawyer, or if that child's grace is to study law, or if that child will do better in a different course of studying. I don't know if you get my point, but do not influence your child's decision to study a course they are not into or the course they do not like. Let them make their choice. Yes, you can give them advice. You know their area of interest. You know their area of expertise. You know something that this child loves to do. Like everybody around me then would say, oh, you're brilliant, this. You would do great in medicine. I knew that. Medicine is not for me. I cannot stand the sight of blood, so I wouldn't even venture into it because it's going to end up in disgrace for me. Yes, I know that. So I didn't bother. Like, yes, I love doctors, but I can't stand, like, I don't have the heart, or when I say yes, the heart to do the kind of job they do, because fam, like, I can't do it. So I already knew that medicine is not for me. I can't even try to go into it. Now, every child has that thing that they are good at. Let them do their thing. Let them just be that thing they want to be. You can actually tell them, oh, okay, give them assistance, give them advice, but do not influence their decision. You as a child, you should be able to know what you want to do. And even if you don't, you could actually speak to people that can help you. Speak to your older ones, your cousins, your teachers. Yes, they should be able to help you pick up something that you can do. Now, getting into writing JAMB, after you've written JAMB, every school has its cutoff. Every school has a mark that they've said that, okay, once you pass this mark, you can come in for our post UTME. So while you're studying, you should give yourself a target. See, this is what I want to get. This is the mark I want to attain. And be focused. Read, practice. There are past questions. There are questions you can practice. There are books you can buy and read. You can actually speak to people you can practice, and then when you go over to the post-UTME stage, you have to go to the school, then sit for the exam, and after that you gain admission and you move on to the university stage. Now my point, we are in university. University is like you're seeing different people from different walks of life, different ethnicity, different religious beliefs, different backgrounds, just different people with different mentality. Now most people in university, yes, most of them, now there are teens, people of different ages, people of different mindsets. Most times for teens it's like, oh, we are now in the real world, we are out of the cage, we are not under anybody's supervision. That is what it seems like most of the time. Actually, yes, that is what it is, because your parents are not there to say do this, don't do this. You have the freedom you've always wanted. That's for those that probably thought they did not have. Yes, in fact, you have the freedom. You're free to do what you want to do. You can decide to attend classes, you can decide not to, you can decide to just do whatever you want to do. Now it's left to you to make that decision that, okay, why am I in school? Why did I gain admission? Is it just to be free, or the so-called freedom you crave? Is that why you gained admission? That's one question you should ask yourself. When I got admitted into photo, one thing that helped me was I had lots of people that were like friends, a lot of people that were there that could, oh, this is what you should do and this is what you should not do. So when I got to photo, you have the grace to either, like for federal schools or for state schools. I didn't attend a private school. I attended Federal University of Technology Owerri. So I think for private schools you are only allowed to stay on campus, but for federal and state school you're either on campus or off campus. I stayed off campus because I stayed off campus, that's it. And you are either allowed to stay on campus or off campus. And I think on campus, like, you stay in the hostel with, I don't know how many persons are in a room in the hostel, but you stay in the hostel. It depends on however it works for you, and just do you. If you are free, if you have the money to stay off campus, on campus, I'm not going to influence your decision on whether you should stay off campus, on campus. But as a fresher, I think it's best you mingle with people your level, like freshers like yourself. Yes, because at that point, if you have to go with other people, they are not, other levels are not on your level. Like, basically they're in year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. But 100 level, when you have assignments, you can interact with them, you can speak to them, you can talk to them. They are always there because they are always in the know. Like, meet with people in other departments, talk to them, like, share ideas. You can sit together, form reading groups and all of that. Year 1 is a very tricky stage. Like, your foundation in year 1, rather, your foundation in year 1 would either make or mar your stay in university. Now, for some people it might not be true, and for some others it could be. Year 1 is that stage where you are thinking, oh, can I do this? Can I not do this? Should I be here? Shouldn't I be here? So you should pick your friends wisely. There are people that are just in school because they want to be free from every other, like, they just want to be free from their parents, from their family, or they think, oh, they've been in bondage all the while. Now I am in school, I can do whatever I want to do. There are people that are in school because, oh, I really want to study. There are people in school that, oh, anything goes. I'm not just here to come and kill myself and to any grade I get, I move on so far as I'm not failing. There are people like that. Now, what do you want? When I got into year 1, I knew that, okay, I had them in mind to graduate with the first class, but life happened and it didn't work. I didn't kill myself. But in year 1, I did great. I was doing okay because the friends I had were really good. Like, shout out to Joy, Christian, Chamaka, Oyi, Gift, a whole lot of them. Like, they were really amazing. So we really had the same mindset. We really wanted to grow. We had the mindset of, oh, we're coming to school and we are graduating at the 5th year, no extra year, no failures and all of that. We really had that mindset. So it was easy for us to work together. I really have this idea of working with people with the same mindset, working with like minds as yourself. It really helps. So I already saw this in them and I'm like, oh, we could be great friends. And then we were friends and it worked for us like a whole lot, because most of my reading time, I will call them and say, oh, how far? how is this thing for you like, and all of that, and they really helped me. So choose your friends wisely. Like, choose your friends wisely. There are some courses that will be like, oh, you're not compelled to attend classes. Now you should be able to know the courses that demands your presence. There are some lecturers that would give impromptu tests, impromptu exams, impromptu quizzes, and you cannot afford to miss it. Yeah, you can. Meanwhile, there are some other lecturers that you'll be like, oh, most times they don't even come to class. They are either sending lecture notes, or you have a timetable. You check your timetable and work with it. If there are days that, oh, there are some free days, actually this lecturer is not coming, or you know he would not come, or you know that half the time he's not saying something serious, you can actually choose to stay back at home and read. Not stay. If reading at home is something that works for you, then fine. Most times I sit back at home, like majority of my year one time, most times at a point I would just sit back and read with my friends, and it was really good. We just read and again interact with people older. Yes, year one you could ask for people in the previous year, that's those in 200 level that just left the class you entered, that's year one. There are people in 200 level, they have past questions. You can go to them, ask them questions. How is this course like? How is this lecture like? How is this lecturer like? What do you think I should do? You know, stuff like that, because they've been there already, so they know what it is. They have ideas. Like when I was in school, I would ask, I asked people that, who is the best person in this class, or who do you think is approachable when it comes to asking questions and learning? And then they tell me, okay, meet this person, meet this person. And when I go to them, I'm like, okay, please, what do you think I should do? What courses do you think are important? How do you think I should go about this? Asking questions is very important because it would help you. Now, after my year one, my grades came out and it was good. Like, though at some point I was really frustrated because you hear issues of missing results and all of that, and then at that point it really made me, I was demoralized because I didn't expect it. It's not like in secondary school where you know your class teacher, or you know, like you could easily just walk into the staff room and talk. But in federal universities, it's not like that. In my school, it's really not like that, because you are having like 9 courses, and just one course you have like 4 lecturers having it, and you're like, how do you go about it? It can be really frustrating. But one thing that helped me scale through is praying. Like, yes, I was really active in the fellowship, I would say. I was active, but I had a balance. I see a lot of people in school. I really had an issue with a girl in school. She was really into the fellowship thing. I recommend 100. I was into my fellowship, but I did not let it affect my studies. Don't get me wrong. I would always say, just like people would always say, pray like you're not reading, and read like you did not even pray at all. Like, you cannot, I told her that you are letting your education suffer because some students, or they call you mommy in the school fellowship. Like, I don't understand how it works, but I know that God has given you that admission, or God has placed you in that school for you to go, yes, preach the gospel, and still come out with good grades. I know that, yes, maybe not everybody is brilliant, not everybody would be good, but do not let your education suffer because you want to be seen as a Christian. God will not be happy with you that you went to school and then you are... I'm not saying there are no times where people fail because, okay, for some reasons, but do not let it be because you are so into this religion that when you're supposed to be in class, you're attending one function in the church. When you're supposed to be in class, or when you're supposed to be attending the lecture, you're running errands for the church. When you're supposed to be in class, or when you're supposed to be writing an exam, or doing your practical, or running your project, you are doing something for church. I really had an issue with somebody, and when she says OMH, I'm like, no. If at the end of the day you fail, who would you blame? Now, I was in school and I wanted people to see that I could be a true Christian by God's grace. I could attend church, I could attend fellowship, I could do all of those things, be an ESCO in the church, and still graduate with good grades. Like, because you have to keep a balance to all of these things, your sole aim, the main thing you gained admission is to go to school. Yes, you would say, oh, at the end of the day, you're not taking your certificate to heaven and all of that. But why did you gain admission? Why did you come to school in the first place? So let there be a balance to all of these things. If you see that one is suffering for the other, go back to the drawing board and rethink. Just set a time and just think of how it's going to work. If one has to suffer for the other, you definitely would not leave your education. You just have to strike a balance. There are days I don't go for midweek services. Yes, not because I don't want to go, but because I have a practical, I have a test. I will not leave my test or miss my practical because I want to attend midweek services. No. Now, at this point, this is where you use your head. Okay? You would not leave your classes or your tests or your quizzes or your practical because you want to attend midweek service. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so having said that, do not let your education suffer because you want to be active in. There's a balance to it. Yes, you can attend functions. I ran an election in my 200 level. Yes, that was the year my results suffered a bit. Like, there was a strain. I saw it. At that point, I was going to say, did I do the wrong thing? Because I really had a lot of issues. Not really a lot, but it was clear that there was a difference in my result in my 200 level. At the point, I was really, I wouldn't say frustrated, but I had a rethink. I knew that such happens. It really happens. And then I reached out to a friend and she says, oh, it happens. Come on, move on. Just dust off. Because at that point I was like, I read a lot. I did this. I don't know why it's like this. And she says there are downtimes, but it cannot deter you from moving forward. You would fall. You would definitely stand up and go on. You don't want to remain at that spot you fell. Okay? So there are courses that will seem like, oh, you've read a lot and you're not seeing the result. There are times you read and it's not even as if there's anything that's working, but it shouldn't stop you from aiming at the goal. I like to set targets for myself every semester. I write it somewhere in a book, in a jotter. This is the grade I want to have in all of these courses, and I work towards it. Like, I try my best. I make friends. I read. I attend classes. I make sure that I attend classes. I have my notes. I read. I prepare for my exams. Like, I do all of those because nobody will do it for you. Don't even be of that mindset that you would. No, it doesn't work like that. I read, like I read and I read. So you have to put in the work. Nobody will do it for you. So if you want to really excel in school, take out that mindset of it's university. You have to put in the work. You have to read. So read like your life depends on it. Yes, if that's the word, do it. Now, do not hate any lecturer or think any course is too hard. I remember in photo then people will say it's a maths transfer, strength of materials, this, that. Like, even before I got into photo, I already heard that you cannot pass the course. But I don't know the kind of confidence that God has put in me, because I just feel like she being a person the teacher. People know they pass and they pass, Abi. We go read, we go pass. You understand? I already had that mindset that people have come and they've conquered. Right? It's a lecturer, human, that will stand in front and teach. You know, pass God now. It's what are we saying? So I already had that mindset that when people say, oh, it's too hard, people don't pass, or the highest you can get is this, and I'm like, no, is it this course? This is the course I'm going to even pass more. So when we had this ETA mass transfer, I had to thank you, Uncle Bija. He was a lecturer in a different university and he happens to attend my church. So I say, oh sir, I heard you because it's close by Nekede. So I and my friends, we go to Nekede, and thankfully he was really helpful. He put us through the course and it was like really easy. So when I read for it, I said, this course, I'm going to read and I'm going to pass you. I read, and as God would have it, I made a 98 over 100. That's like a, like, you understand? So there is no course that is too hard. So far as now, man being the teacher, when I don't have blockhead, Do you get? Even strength of materials. I had friends that who attend classes like older classmates, like people in their finals 400 level, organize lectures rather, tutorials, and then we attend, paid of course, but it was worth it, because at the end of the day, when you're seeing it in your results, you're smiling like, yes, I did this, I wrote it myself and I passed it. A lot of people said you can't pass it, you will fail it, this lecturer is the saddest, he is wicked. Yes, there are lecturers that are wicked. I will use the word, I'm sorry, there are lecturers that are saddest. But one thing I know, that God, I have not offended anybody. Nobody would offend me. Be prayerful. That is one thing that led me. I prayed. I read. I did my part. Most times I read and say, I have read, God. It's not like I did not do my part or I did not do what I'm supposed to. I attended the lectures. I sat for the practicals. I sat for the test. I have read. I have done my part. Now, God, take control. That is one thing that I always do. Like, that is one thing that really helped me a lot. Yes, I did not graduate with what I wanted to. It seemed like most times my efforts are not like, they are not what I actually envisaged. But yes, I graduated with like a 4 point, as God would have it, and I am grateful to God. I am thankful, because it's not something that for a school like Futo, studying an engineering course, being a female, yes, I know that some people will say, oh, they had advances from male lecturers and all of that, but put your head up, pray, God will blind their eyes and you will move on. That's it. So I think I'll just come to the end of this video. So do not be scared. You're going into the university. It's not the end of the world. People have gone. You're not the first. People have gone. They've come out. More people will go after you and they would succeed. So just put your head up, put your head in the game, put your head straight, read, pray, do the right things, and you would definitely succeed. You would excel. Okay, so if you learned a thing or two in this video, please tap the subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can turn on the notification bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. And please leave a comment in the comment section. Interact with me. What school did you attend? What was your course of study? I attended Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Futo, and I studied polymer and textile engineering. Yes, that was not a course I wanted to study, but yeah, well, we did it and we did it good. So just leave a comment in the comment section and let's interact, let's talk. Tell me your school, tell me the course you studied, how was it like, was it a private or a public uni, federal, or all of that. So come and chat with your girl, okay? And I will see you in my next video. Bye.